Why Japan really bombed Pearl Harbor. The secret motives hidden for 80 years. It was a quiet Sunday morning, December 7th, 1941. The skies above Hawaii were clear until they weren't. In moments, over 300 Japanese aircraft tore through the clouds, unleashing fire, destruction, and chaos onto Pearl Harbor. More than 2,400 Americans died that day. The world remembers the explosion, but few know the explosive truth behind why Japan launched such a daring and suicidal attack on the United States. We've been told it was about oil, but the reality is far deeper and far darker. Let's go back, not to 1941, but to the late 1800s. Japan, once an isolated empire, had rapidly transformed into a modern industrial power. But with modernization came hunger. Hunger for resources, for power, for recognition. By the early 20th century, Japan had already conquered Korea, defeated Russia, and established itself as a formidable empire in Asia. But it wasn't enough. The Great Depression hit Japan hard. Factories closed, people starved, military leaders rose to power, promising survival through expansion. China was the first victim. In 1937, Japan launched a brutal invasion of mainland China. The world watched in horror, especially the United States. America, sympathetic to China and fearing Japanese dominance in the Pacific, began a series of economic sanctions. But in 1940, the ultimate blow came. The U.S. froze Japanese assets and cut off oil exports. Japan imported over 80% of its oil from the United States. Without it, its military and empire would collapse. But here's what history class doesn't tell you. Oil was the excuse. The real reason was far more psychological, ideological, and strategic. Japanese military doctrine believed in the concept of decisive battle. They saw the U.S. as a giant, yes, but a slow, weak-willed one. Their leaders believed if they struck hard and fast, the U.S. would sue for peace. They were wrong, but their arrogance came from history. In 1905, Japan defeated Russia in the Battle of Tsushima, shocking the world. They believed they could shock America too, cripple its Pacific fleet in one strike, and dominate Asia before the U.S. could respond. It wasn't just about oil, it was about timing. Japan needed a window of 6 to 12 months to conquer Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and secure oil from Dutch colonies. Pearl Harbor was the key to buying that time. But there's another hidden layer. Emperor Hirohito, often seen as a passive figure, had been deeply involved in approving the expansionist policies. The military wanted war, but the emperor silently consented. Why? Because defeat meant not just the collapse of the empire, but the collapse of the divine throne itself. So when negotiations with the U.S. failed in late 1941, Japan's war cabinet made the fateful decision: destroy the American Pacific Fleet, shock the enemy, win quickly. But they underestimated one thing: the American spirit. Instead of surrendering, the United States responded with fury. 4 years later, Japan lay in ruins. 2 cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, were wiped off the map by nuclear fire. And the empire they tried to preserve? Gone forever. What remains is the haunting question: could it have been avoided? The answer is complicated. Economic desperation, racial superiority, imperial arrogance, and flawed intelligence all led Japan down a path of no return. Pearl Harbor wasn't just about oil, it was about pride. And pride, as history shows, often comes before the fall. Thank you for watching.
History connects us all. What's your view on this event topic? Comment your thoughts below. Please like, share and subscribe for more interesting facts.